Hey everyone, my name is Ashley for those of you who do not know me, and I'll be on here for the entire month of August sharing with you all words that I get daily coupled with my thoughts behind it based off of knowledge and wisdom that I've learned along my journey or environments that I've been exposed to or experiences that I've experienced. So today, day 5, the word of the day is nourishment. And I'm so excited for this word because it's actually on my vision board for this year. And my intention behind doing that was because I wanted to feed myself physically, mentally, and spiritually the things that I needed in order to grow and become who God has called me to be. And so when I looked at the definition of nourishment, it actually means the substances that bring forth growth, health, and good condition. And so what you want to do is you want to evaluate yourself internally and externally. And so when you evaluate yourself internally, you want to ask yourself, what is it that I'm feeding myself daily? What is it that I'm thinking about? What is it that I'm listening to? What is it that I'm watching? What is it that I'm reading? What is it that I'm scrolling through daily that is feeding me? And is this food that I'm eating, is it nourishing me or is it depleting me? Right? And these are the things that actually fuel you to be able to do what you've been called to do, to be able to do what you set out to do the night before, right? And so if I can explain it in simpler forms, it's like waking up in the morning and eating a bowl of ice cream. And it tastes good in the moment. However, maybe like an hour later, you'll start to feel sluggish because all you ate was sugar. It gave you a good rush for the moment, but it did not nourish you to sustain you for the entire day to do what you set out to do. And so if you look at on the other end, if you have a good hearty breakfast, you actually have fuel that sustains you for the entire day. And so when you feed yourself, when you nourish yourself with the foods that make you feel good, that actually give you the nourishment that you need, when you get into other environments, you'll be able to distinguish if this is an environment that nourishes me or depletes me. Because when you walk into an environment malnourished, you're already hungry. And if you get into that environment and they don't have all the food that you actually need, you'll think that they didn't have enough food for you, but they only had enough food for that moment. They didn't have the food that you were supposed to eat for the entire day. I hope that makes sense. So, first you want to go internal. Ask yourself what your environment looks like, what are you creating, and then make adjustments according to where you're trying to get to. And then after you do that, you want to look into those external environments, who you expose yourself to, where you expose yourself to, and see, are these environments feeding me or are they depleting me? A whole word, right? And so usually you'll be able to see if they're feeding you fear, because fear usually depletes you, or if they're feeding you faith, because faith usually fuels you. Now, sometimes people can feed you in one area but deplete you in another area. So that's where you have to make adjustments with the access that you give to certain people. And then sometimes some people just can't do any of it, right? And then sometimes some people can do all of it. And so you just really want to be precise and really be accountable to the environments that you expose yourself to. Because again, that pulls you forward or pulls you away to where you're trying to get to. It's not just you, but it's the people that you surround yourself with. It's the environments that you surround yourself in. So make sure that you are nourished. Make sure that you are not malnourished. Get your nourishment. Don't just eat any type of food. Eat the food that you need to fulfill what you've been called to do. Man, I hope that this blessed you like it blessed me. And remember that you can do all things through Christ.